A few days every year we have mission days where we mix students up in multiple grade level groups. Sometimes they select their groups, sometimes we assign their groups. They work on interdisciplinary projects, they do research, and we're engaging students meaningfully and intentionally in the mission of the school, which is character, scholarship, leadership, and innovation.
It started years ago just so that the mission statement was not something we read once a year the first day of school and then never examined again. So we try to have the students engaged in our mission and in what the school is all about a couple times a year, or variously, hopefully with monthly check-ins about what we're about.
A lot of planning goes into these days. The faculty meet for days and days and weeks ahead of time. There's a lot of collaboration on the part of faculty. There's a lot of team teaching that goes on. There's a lot of getting outside of our own disciplines and having students outside of their normal routines in school. So we're not using the normal bell schedule. We're stretching time into longer blocks, having students work on all sorts of projects that are authentic and meaningful to them.
And with these authentic projects, hopefully we're really developing the curiosity in students. I'm the Latin teacher, but today I'm with a group of students talking about the universe and its potential finiteness or infiniteness. And that stretches me quite a bit because that's not what I usually talk about during the day.
And the theme of these 2 days in particular have been making connections and asking questions, which are two great skills and strategies for students to be learning and for us to be reinforcing.
And sometimes to seek out our intent for the day, we examined the How to Think Like Leonardo book. Connections is a chapter in this book, and so we do use this as a source to guide us through some darkness about where to go next.
Yesterday we invited the director of the Poetry Center at the University of Arizona to come and speak to us. He shared poetry, he shared his understanding of the connections that poetry helps us to make as we're reading and exploring poetry. And it was a wonderful way of launching these 2 days for us.
And it led a group of students to want to discuss what poetry is a door towards. So through his inspiration or his ideas that were planted about poetry, students said today they want to research poetry.
So all the students are engaged in projects right now, research projects, which will result in some sort of product which they can share with the rest of the student body. And we're looking forward to seeing the results of all this research.
And we're looking forward to continue in the future. We'll, as soon as today is over, tomorrow we'll start planning our next day, which will be sometime in the spring, but even then we'll have a highlight evening and exposition night to show off the products of today, which will be really cool.